On New Year's Eve, the grandfather prepared to hand out red envelopes. He said whoever bowed and wished him a happy new year first would receive a red envelope from his hands. The little girl immediately kneeled down and kowtowed to her grandfather. The grandfather, pleased, helped his granddaughter up. He then looked at his grandson. The grandson stubbornly refused to bow and wish his grandfather a happy new year. But the grandfather still gave him a red envelope. The little girl immediately looked displeased. Luckily, the grandfather pulled out another red envelope. The awkward atmosphere finally eased. Then, the little boy started counting the money inside his red envelope at the dinner table. Seeing dozens of bills, they thought the grandfather was being very generous this year. However, when the little girl opened her red envelope, she found only a single thin bill. This stood in stark contrast to the 20 bills in the little boy's envelope. The woman noticed and gestured to her husband. The husband, however, said that red envelopes were just for luck. There was no need to care about how much money was inside. But the woman felt it was unfair to her daughter, so she immediately raised her concerns. Her mother-in-law explained that the grandson was a boy and would need a lot of money for schooling in the future. Therefore, the grandson should receive a $2,000 red envelope. The granddaughter was a girl, and since she would marry into another family, $100 was already a good amount. At this point, the brother and sister-in-law started criticizing the woman, saying she had no right to complain because she came from another region. The mother-in-law went further to say that she was embarrassed by having a daughter-in-law from outside. She claimed that their friends often made fun of her. In truth, the woman's parents were the wealthiest people in the country. 6 years ago, she had severed ties with her parents to marry her current husband. She didn't take a single penny of dowry. She had expected a very happy life after marriage, but she had hidden her true identity and was now despised by her in-laws. After marriage, she worked hard but received no rewards. Even during her pregnancy, she was expected to cook for the whole family. When she wanted to visit her parents, her husband refused, saying their daughter was too young. Even after 6 years of marriage, her mother-in-law and husband still hadn't allowed her to visit her parents. She had no choice but to endure. She had worked hard all day to prepare the New Year's dinner, but seeing how her daughter was treated differently, she couldn't tolerate it anymore. Unwilling to back down, she declared that since her mother-in-law had such a strong opinion of her, they might as well separate the family now. Her husband hurriedly urged her to apologize to his mother. This made the woman extremely emotional, because she didn't feel she had done anything wrong. The mother-in-law was furious upon hearing this, and told her son he should properly discipline his wife. The woman never expected that her mother-in-law would teach her husband to slap her, but her husband did indeed strike her across the face. The mother-in-law praised her son for doing well, and said such a daughter-in-law deserved to be beaten. At that moment, the brother and sister-in-law added fuel to the fire, claiming that the woman was causing this scene just to fight for control of the family. The father-in-law warned the woman that she was just an outsider, and it was not her place to be the head of this family. Seeing that everyone was criticizing her, the woman was completely enraged. In her anger, she flipped the dining table. The house was instantly thrown into chaos. The mother-in-law shouted at her, asking if she had gone crazy. The woman replied that if she had gone crazy, it was because they had driven her to it. The mother-in-law even shamelessly said that her son was unlucky to have married her. As she spoke, she tried to take the granddaughter away and forced the woman to leave the house alone. Unexpectedly, during the scuffle, the granddaughter was knocked down and injured. She quickly asked her husband to drive their daughter to the hospital for treatment, but her mother-in-law blocked them, claiming that going to the hospital on New Year's Day was bad luck. At that moment, the woman finally saw the true nature of this family. She demanded a divorce from her husband. Then, she took off the cheap earrings he had bought for her, and removed the down jacket she had worn for the past 6 years. Because the mother-in-law had said that if she stepped out of the door, she had to return everything. A few days later, the woman's parents and brother came to seek justice for her. When the mother-in-law's family learned about the woman's true identity, it was too late for them to regret it.